We went to the island. We met the locals. They helped us out a bit.
Whoa, wait a minute. There are locals? What part of it's a no man's land, weren't you get? What?
What part of the government ain't telling the truth are you not getting?
So are there not giant monsters there?
Oh, there were. Make a great soup.
Then how? Whoa. Samson, I know I'm out of it right now, but typically people don't live near giant monsters. You know, they kind of die.
Well, from what I gather, the giant monsters don't go on land and they don't live in the sea. The people.
There's not giant monsters on land?
Nah, they weren't too big.
Man, it really is an Oogie Boogie land. And she kind of just haphazardly slumps back into the chair.
It's definitely different. Reminds me of home for a little bit. They don't use money there.
They don't?
Nope, it's all bartering and sweet talk.
Huh. I'm guessing that makes it. She kind of starts making lines with her hands downwards. You know, horizontal lines, like she's going down steps. It's got. Oh god, what's the technical term? Subclass building? No. Civilization. There you go.
Yeah?
Tribes people. Good people, tribes people.
More or less. But we made it through the land with the help of some locals. Made it to the old wizard's tower, and he ended up spilling the beans about what was going on, about why they sent us here.
So the big bad evil guy, the BBEG, if you will, he
That's a stupid term.
yeah. Samson, I'm drunk. Shut up.
Shutting up.
He basically decides to lay it all bare.
Yep. And gave us the rundown. Said he could just kill us. But that just fall into their plans, and he don't much like doing what other people tell him to do. Or think he'll do. He's weird. But he then gave us a choice. We either die or we live. Well, you can see what I chose.
Oh my. That's not good.
So, he gave us the sword. We brought it back. Turns out some of the military was in on it too. Not surprised. Some of them escorted us there, but we delivered the sword to the king. And, well, I'm sure you heard of the commotion.
And then we blew him up.
And that's the long and short of it.
And you see her kind of drip the last few drops of the water skin into her mouth. And then she kind of just looks at you. And you look, and her face is starting to register like she's calculating a few things.
Is it like that meme of the woman looking at the complex math, just like, oh.
A little less than so, like half of that.
Okay.
What'd you say the sword was called again?
The Sword of Zanzibar.
And she just gets...
This name plays a lot.
What name play?
Oh, Zanzibar, the man, the sword, the land.
Now she's full woman calculating complex math.
We went to the land of Zanzibar to meet the man Zanzibar and get the sword Zanzibar to give it to the king.
You know, I never put that together until just now.
And it's confusing. Don't even get me started on it. Like, everywhere on Zanzibar is also named after Zanzibar.
Without even looking at you, she's just like, Samson, shut. I'm not worried about that. I'm more concerned with a few things you said. She just starts thumbing through her bookshelf, knocking bottles onto the floor. She still clearly just doesn't care. And she just pulls out a big old book and drops it onto the desk. You can see the dust come off of it because clearly the room hasn't been cleaned in a little bit. You can't help but wonder why.
I wonder why.
Where have I heard this stupid story before? I know I did. No. I didn't just...
Wait, was it Sufren who quoted the book on their way there about the story of when Zanzibar visited the king like 100 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And was that was out in the open to everyone, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Samson might just, like, tell it off if he remembers it clearly enough.
Do you think Samson would remember it clearly enough?
His very small interactions with Sufren are probably pretty etched into his mind, considering how worried he is for the men.
Mm-hmm.
And of the men.
So he's gonna start recounting some things like, oh yeah, this guy Sufren was telling us about this other king that...
He's gonna tell the story of, like, I think it was like a king 100 years ago, also looking for the sword of Zanzibar, and...
Yeah.
And recount it.
And while he's saying that, she'll, like, look around, listening to him, but, you know, her eyes are moving around, putting it together. Yeah, you're right. Shut. Well, what's his name? Your Thristies? Oh god, my head hurts too much to remember that fat bastard's name. His father did something stupid. It became a boogeyman tale. That no man's land is just full of those, but... And she thumbs over, and you just see the artful illustrations in the book. And even though it's upside down to you, you can read it and you see it and you see it's the same story. No, that's not right. Samson, that was over 100 years ago. Unless you're talking about some crazy elf. A man, a human can't. Not unless they're a lich. They need, oh god, what are they called? Phylacteries?
Oakley?
What?
And Samson's going to get up. And Samson's going to take out one of his revolvers and just lay it flat on the table.
You got your gun prettied up.
It's more than just prettied. Now, if I was out of a racist, where in the world do you think I could have possibly gotten this done?
She kind of just takes it and starts thumbing over it.
There's a lot more to all of this than anyone would really gather.
And then she kind of just moves the gun back and places her head on her arms again. Oh, fuck me sideways through a cactus field. I don't like the ones where everything's complicated. Why don't I get simple adventures anymore? Why is everything gotta be so complicated?
Well, I can simplify it for you.
God, the day I came here was the day everything went wrong.
Oakley,
What?
I really did need your help.
What'd you say? What?
Bitch, me too.
Fantastic.
Same.
You ain't special. Anyway, sorry.
I imagine you do need my help.
And
I can recognize something that's going belly up. I mean, you just told me about a man who gave you one of them ultimatums. Fight for me or die to me. Samson, I wasn't always a headmaster for crying out loud. I fought my fair share of liches. Actually, a surprising number of liches, thinking back on it. We took down big monsters, small monsters, groups of monsters. Monsters that weren't monsters.
Oh, Oakley,
Why?
this is as simple as I can possibly make it. As far as I know, it's really just me versus them. And he's gonna go up to Oakley and like sort of put like a hand on like her shoulder. It's actually more than just me versus them. I have my entire party to look out for too. And he's gonna like look her in the eyes with like the most genuine look he can muster and just be like, and I could really use your help. It needs to be us versus them. Or you're gonna have to bury me at some point soon.
How about you start with telling me something that I can't seem to figure out? They didn't tell me anything, and I suppose that they didn't tell me anything for the same reason they never tell me anything. And she's kind of looking at you with that drunk in her eye. I'm practically a prisoner. So why don't you tell me who went and how many are dead? Because once that broadcast started coming through, I found out you were involved. My head kind of just went click.
It was 5 of us. Me from Braces. And then there was a student from Katma, Glotnia. Oh,
Oh shit.
some ocean place. And discoteca.
Discotheque with a Q.
He doesn't actually say discoteca, but he doesn't actually remember the name of the country.
The dead people's countries we don't pay attention to.
Samson barely knew where wouldn't know where Katma was on the map if no one brought it up.
I mean, Hyala probably doesn't know where Katma is on a map. They don't really use map.
They just point to where something is.
Yeah,
Damn.
right now Hyala just is in the world somewhere, probably.
Kill's like, I'm in a location. I just don't know where that
Perception
location
in the world
is.
is not that wide.
Well, considering I've never heard of a discoteca, she does not actually say that either, but I wanted to get the chance to say it.
Good. Proud of you.
How about I just roll out a map and you start pointing at the things that look like the things? And she will roll out the map of the things that look like the things.
Whoa, is that this map?
Yeah! Wow!
Now we have us here,
Very
and then there's Hyala from Katma. Oh wow, that's where that is. And then Nam's all the way from Galantnia. Oh wow, that's really far away.
Damn,
And
world's
then-
big.
I've never looked at a map before.
And then Draco Narak. Yeah.
And while
That
you're
was one of
doing
them.
this, her face is starting to get a little more pale.
And then I assume the map might have like key cities.
Yeah.
Samson will probably guess where Oceanus is.
Samson doesn't even have to bother because Oakley takes her hand and just points at Oceanish.
Yeah, that one.
Huh.
And well, that while she's still pointing at Oceanus, Samson's gonna be like, "That's where Celeste was from," and then all the way over here was where Pren was from. He's feeling pretty glum.
And Oakley's just sitting there biting her lip, thinking things through. And now I don't have the greatest head on me for anything besides actually surviving, adventuring, or otherwise teaching those things. But I do know someone who does. And since I get out so rarely, I have a little bit of an information for you. Oceanish is where an old friend of mine is. Headmaster over there, Lester Aurelius Silverbranch.
That's
There's one
a
thing-
long name.
He's an elf. Ish. If there's one thing I ever get to hear about him, it's how all the politics he gotta deal with. And if there's one thing I know, then she just points on Draco Narak. Draco Narak has never liked Avondale, or at least the hierarchy of them. I know Ardia doesn't like them much either. Well, I know enough about Varesis that Varesis wouldn't want to keep things that it does out in the open. I know that Varesis sends most of its stuff to Ardia, that's a connection. I'm not sure how Glamia plays into things. And Katma's Katma. Something smells rotten.
Well, that's as far as I know. I know where we're from, and I only have an idea of where we're going. I don't know if I can make it there without your help.
Well, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna get out of here, to be honest, but I think I know what my move needs to be. You say this Mr. Oogie Boogie man, he likes to put things on the table, right?
He does.
Well, then maybe I can get an explanation from him.
You might want to be sober for that one.
And she just kind of slowly looks up at him, still wagging her thinking finger, and then it just slowly stops as she meets his eyes. You know, are you ever not a smart ass?
Always?
It's like you haven't even met the rest of my party. One doesn't even talk that much.
Two of them definitely don't talk anymore.
Two of them stop talking forever.
She's still waiting.
One turned
on an
into a
answer.
rock.
She's still waiting on an answer.
Sorry, the peanut gallery was talking and it was really funny.
Yeah,
Peanuts.
peanut gallery exists still.
Peanuts.
Yeah.
Samson's going to... Samson's going to think about that for a second. Like, yeah, I'm sorry.
For once in your life, I think I actually believe that one. In fact, that's the second one I believe today. Which is a 200% increase on your track record here. Point is, no man or woman is an army, as she slowly stands up. But I can't help this itching feeling that every step and thought I take has already been thought up by your friend.
I don't know. I still surprise him.
Yeah, it's like you don't even notice when you're saying something smart and assery.
It's second nature at this point. But I'm trying to work on it.
You should. You'll get a lot farther. Well, I don't think I have a lot.
Sam's gonna start to say something and then put his finger, like close his mouth and put his finger down.
Was it someone to tell Nim that?
No, he's gonna say, I already made it this far.
And she'll start a
But
statement
he
and
doesn't.
then just shoot him in the dagger look
No,
as
no,
he's
but
closing his mouth.
Yeah, before she even stares the daggers, he just catches himself.
He got that readied action
Yeah.
to catch the daggers that she throws.
Yep.
Well, by Jove, he's learning. And you said Pran and Celeste, they were dead?
And Samson's gonna kind of like look at his gun on the table. You're like, yeah, they're dead.
Well, shit. I only recognize Celeste because Lester used to always rave about her. If it wasn't politics, he was raving about that kid. Oh, fuck, he's probably miserable. Probably pales in comparison. Probably makes what I'm going through pale in comparison. Mine came home. Lester's smart though, and he's crafty. He'll be good to reach out to. Wonder if that old So, if you're alive and they're dead, then that means the other two are alive, yes?
Yeah, they're, holed up somewhere on campus for the time being.
And she kind of just starts to do like that. Oh god, how do I describe it? The smirk, but upside down. Not the front. You know, the like. Same way you'd curl the corner of your mouth to make a smirk. But
A
the other
sour
way.
face?
Yeah, like that. Like the "Are you kidding me" face. I don't know what it's actually called. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of just shoots that at Samson's like, Samson. It doesn't take me long to figure out what you kids get up to. If Gil brought you here, then that probably means that you tried to hide them in your room. Yeah, it's the first thing I sealed on campus, you idiot.
Did that man really not see us staring at him from above?
Oh, it was a misdirection maneuver.
So accidentally sneaky.
You know
While
what?
staring over a legend dude.
No, he saw all three of you up there.
But we were so sneaky.
Peek sneak.
And he was watching it, like a hawk.
Cringe.
He did say he's been watching and camping out that room day in and day out.
True.
That's so depressing.
This is a depressing circumstance.
Get
Yeah,
a hobby.
no, I just
Oh my
mean,
God.
like, does the secretary not have other work? Secretaries have a lot of work to do.
They do, but like this.
He had to do it sitting outside of some kid's room.
This school. No, this.
Imagine
school,
being an authority over Samson.
I just want to know if they locked it immediately after he left, or like after the explodey incident.
No, after the
Probably after
broadcast.
the explosion.
After the broadcast went out, the first.
See,
thing
that makes more sense, but the funnier thing is that they locked it before. It's like, if he tries to shirk his duty, he ain't getting back in that room.
To be honest, I would think that for like the first like week of Samson being gone, nowhere to be found, they probably were guarding his room and the bell tower and everything. But after the first week of traveling to Everingall, they were like, alright, if he's been gone for 7 days and we haven't spotted him yet, he's gone. We can't run after the caravan to make sure he's there, but he's definitely not here. And that's as much as we can do. So, yeah, there probably was an effort to make sure the window was locked, but when the broadcast went up, then they soldered the window shut. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
I mean, I guarantee you somewhere in that office there is an actual bound book of all the different tricks Samson does. There is a Samson protocol at this fucking school. He is Zack and Cody mixed into one chaotic being.
Samson really do have the world revolving around him and is like, everyone hates me.
Yeah.
The cops are out to get me, man.
He's like, man, I hate being such a side character in my own life. Meanwhile, there are 7 people behind him like, wait, we want to talk to you.
Wait, hold on, let us cater our entire school to your actions.
Listen, Dennis the Menace looking ass.
I'm literally just imagining that fucking moment with Mr. Moby and London Tipton, except Betsy's Mr. Moby and Samson's just London, and she's just like, would you like or from? The Prindle. That was my favorite scene in that entire show. It's so good. Would you like or from? You're digressing over. But yeah, she shoots him this look that says, you know, That was the first thing. Yeah, Samson can't pull one over on Oakley. At least not at VOD. So what the Samson say? Egg boy.
Samson's just kind of gonna like look off to the side because he's guilty as charged, but he can't really say anything. It's like, well, I'm glad you appreciate the gif.
I mean, this is literally how he looks at everything.
They all hated me.
I mean, he's even said, like, yeah, everyone at the school hates me, and he was like, no. I've never been there, and I know that's not correct.
Hey Goof, you want to play games later? They all hated me.
Hey, Samson, want to play a game later?
They all hated me.
You know, you can sit there looking all sheepish all day long. It doesn't change the fact I'm right.
Yeah. Anywho. So,
Ask if you can come get us now. Before we snoop through your entire dresser.
Too late.
Yeah, probably.
why would I stop this? This is hilarious.
I'm just imagining that the thing Nim handed Hyala right when she asked the one question was something super fragile.
Like his boxers or something?
No, I'm saying like a
was like-
lamp.
Oh.
Like a porcelain lamp, and Hyala just like almost drops it.
It'd probably be like an old lantern.
I haven't been able to read that much.
It's good.
They're having a heart to Hyala.
Ah.
But a chat.
Nim talking to members of her family, I'm gonna make all of the heart-to-heart jokes. You can't stop me.
Why would I
Shot
want
through
to?
the heart.
Why would I break a heart like that?
Samson's to blame.
Yeah.
This is all because of my bad aim.
Well, at least I kept my end of the bargain. Even if you broke yours.
He was really out of my control. My fate was sealed the second I got that letter, and oh.
And she just puts her finger in your face and pokes the end of your nose. I don't want to hear none of that from you. 1 second it's an unavoidable letter, and the next second it's always not your fault. Now you listen to me, Samson J. Merrymaker. You are a magnet for trouble. Now, yes, I'll agree. Maybe these circumstances were tense, but I told you not to get in trouble. And you went and did it. You gave me your word. And whether it was by your own volition or by manners that you could not control, you broke it. Accept that and try better next time, because I'm not going to listen to your excuses of why you could or couldn't do something. And I'm not the one you should be apologizing to. I can think of one other person above me, above all else, that you've got a lot more explaining to do.
Jesus.
You don't even know the half of it.
I was gonna say the president of Varisus.
I instantly admit
That 10-armed abomination?
I literally thought of that fucking thing.
Barack Obama.
Have you at least been listening to my advice? Did you send at least one letter?
Well, I sent the payment. I sent half the payment we got from the mission, first and foremost, over, and well, you know how I told you he gave us a choice? It was more of a deal.
Oh, Samson, you didn't go sign some stupid contract, did you?
No. But
Significantly worse.
A pact?
nope.
A bond?
No.
What? Samson, there's only so many kind of binding magical things that exist. Unless you're telling me he literally whipped out a napkin and inked some kind of agreement between you on an actual scale. You're gonna have to help me out here.
I gave him my word.
And at that, she's gonna look genuinely like, what the fuck? Hold on, let me get this straight. An Oogie Boogie man took you at your word.
He did.
Oh, that's really not good. And she's just gonna start looking away and start walking around the office. That's not good. I don't like that at all. And she looks not horrified, but like genuinely concerned.
You know,
To the point where
Me.
she starts biting her thumbnail.
you know me. You know I was desperate to do anything and everything I could.
Samson, that's not the part I'm worried about. Have you ever heard the old expression, a sharpshooter tries less to aim when the target's closer?
So I'm just gonna think about that for a second. Did you ever say that before?
And then she's gonna take on the same look and she's gonna be like, I don't know. Look, basically the moral of the story is, when something is easier to accomplish, you try less. What I don't like is with my experience that people that would be viewed as unsavory or ilk, if they take you as something that's non-binding, non-forceful, and something as simple as a person's word, that either conveys one or two things: an immense amount of trust, or you double-crossing them means little to nothing. If you had a soul-written contract or some kind of curse or, you know, something else, I'd be concerned, of course, but less so. I don't like when somebody's very, very smart and very, very questionable, because that don't spell good. I'm not a brilliant woman. I don't like feeling outmatched. She's still just biting her now. What'd he promise you anyway?
Well, my mom would be healed. And she would live out the rest of her natural life.
And also, I got a dog.
And, also got an owlbear. So he's back at the tower. Couldn't really bring him along. He's a newborn. I think he's still blind.
Huh. Yeah. I'm definitely writing some letters. I am not smart enough to contend with a man like that on my own. And if he's too smart for me, he was triple too smart for you.
Since that's the thing about that. Hey,
Shut up, you don't study at all. She just points at him, not even looking, still biting her nail.
what's there to study?
Literally just turns back at you with the, "Are you fucking serious?" look. I'm gonna get,
I mean,
if I have to brand the word smartass on your ass cheek just to make my point, one of these days I'm gonna find somebody who could make that brand for me.
I mean, yeah. I have been studying, though.
You've been studying.
Yeah?
Oh, what? How to be lazier, how to fall asleep, how to naturally be immune to the sound of a bell tower.
Samson's going to, like, go to say something. Pause. Think about what he's about to say, and then actually just, well, I've been studying alchemy, and I've been learning runes, and I've been looking how to do, I've been looking into artifice,
And I got the talk. And also this other thing.
and I could speak Terran now.
And she just literally folds her arms, and you hear the heel of her shoes click together. Samson Jane Merrymaker. I have believed a lot of things today, but you being a studious student is somehow the most unbelievable, absolutely farcical thing I have ever heard. And I've seen a mule lizard buck thrice and landed backwards in a pail of water.
And then he's going to be like, he's going to say in Terran, but I really have learned Terran. If I remember correctly about her sheet, she should understand me.
Let me check.
I think it's called.
Well, it's certainly not one of the languages she already knows. I don't know if you're thinking of something else.
I am.
If she knows any of the other primordial dialects, she would understand.
Yeah, usually they're just lumped together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're thinking of Tongue of
Yep.
the Sun and Moon.
Yeah. I did say that. Have
Oh.
you not been getting my whispers?
Oh, I have. The problem is because I'm viewing it through TeamViewer, I don't get the sound.
Ah.
Yeah, so all of it is like on mute, which I guess is kind of a good thing because then all the background conversations aren't going boop, 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 boop.
They should be.
We,
But yeah.
we
Is
could
that
go
just-
boop every time we post.
Is that just passive or does she have to actually touch it?
Passive. It's passive. It's whack.
Yeah, known languages might as well just be everything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And she'll just stand there. And she'll keep staring. She'll just hold that pose staring at you. The world is a lie and everything's topsy-turvy. And she continues to hold that pose, but she starts turning away from you and she just raises her hands up to the air. I don't know where I am anymore. I think I drank too much and clearly I must have hit my head. There's no way that this boy is a studious student. I must have heard you wrong. You just spoke gibberish at me, right?
Shit, you forgot to say bink.
Right.
And then Samson's going to respond back in Terran again, saying, "No, I'm pretty sure it's Terran. Unless someone pulled my leg."
She's just gonna walk up to you and grab you by the collar and just take you up onto your tippy toes. I have tried hell over high water, get anything for you to be a good student. You're telling me I send you without my knowledge to a near-death experience, and despite all my efforts, you just somehow magically decide to start learning things? At what point do I start being offended?
I mean, it's nothing against you. Okay, that's not exactly true.
It's not you, it's me. Just kidding, it's you.
You are something else.
I like the idea of her saying that at the same time Hyala goes, he's just so different.
Samson sneezes. No, that'd be really mean to do that. It's like as he's like face to face with Oakley.
And she'll just drop you back onto your heels. My word, bless be your mother for putting up with you.
Hey, now that ain't funny.
You know, you still never answered my question. You said you sent over payment, but did you write her a damn letter?
And he's gonna sheepishly like look away. He's like, no.
And she's just gonna pinch her nose. Do you know how important it is for a mother to hear from her child? Good night.
Cannot crinkle further.
I'm back.
Welcome back. You missed the crinkle. Actually, everyone missed the crinkle, because I was muted when I did the crinkle.
Can't believe you crinkled without us.
I'm sorry. Next time I'll crinkle for the squad.
Squad goals? Your homie crinkled into the microphone.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Naturally.
what'd you say?
Samson, no, her last thing was, do you know how important it is for a mother to hear from her child? And Samson's just gonna... He doesn't have an answer.
Yes, I know exactly what it's like to be a mother not hearing from her child.
Yeah, I totally have.
I, as a young man who doesn't want kids, definitely know that feel.
Uh-huh, yeah. Well, clearly you must have some inkling, because all of a sudden the smartass turned off.
I know that I haven't been the best son or the best student or the best man. I could be. And a lot of that, I guess I just took some things for granted. But I don't want to do that anymore. I do want to be a new person. And I want to move away from the me that I was. This practically near-death experience, it's changed me. Just a little bit. I feel like a different me, and well, it given me a new perspective on things. Before I leave Oasis, I told myself that whether or not I can actually manage to convince you of any of this, that I go see my mom. And well, catch up before things really go to shit. And I don't know where I'm going after this. After I leave this country and everything's all said and done. But what I do know is that I do have people that are looking out for me. I have Kala. I have Nim. And up until now, I wasn't really sure of it, but I have you too. I've always had, and I was just too bullheaded to know this. But I hope that doesn't change now that I can actually see it. I really don't know what else more we have to talk about. Guess I'll leave you to make your decision. But no matter what, I really do want to say thank you, Oakley.
And she's gonna reach out and pull you into another big old hug. Bury your head right in her chest.
And Samson's going to hug back.
I'll say this for that. Now I may be able to give you a bunch of F's for being, well, one of the shittiest students that's ever managed to hold the top rank at this academy, or in general. And a man may be judged by society. But from the little I've been able to interact with your mom, I know she is quite the caliber of mother. And Samson? No good mother in the world could ever believe that their kid's a bad kid. There's something about mothers where they just can't see it. The better the mother, the less they see, for better or worse. To that woman, you'll never be a bad son. No matter what you do or how bad or good you try and be, you will always be the star in her sky. So don't you ever fret one bit about that. Because I don't think that woman could have a single ounce of spite for you, even if it was handed to her. That's part of the reason why I ride you so damn much. Because sometimes it's important for you to know how much you are cared for. And although I wish you could have learned it without having to go through this mess, glad that you're starting to finally turn around. And she's just gonna start patting Samson on the head. Hello?
I had to step off.
Damn, did he not hear what I said?
I don't know. We'll have to ask when back.
He said he did.
Oh, okay.
Ah. He can hear us.
He can hear us from the void.
So weird.
People
Yeah.
treating him nicely. They all hated me.
So for a quick second, I tried to figure out why you replied to my message with eyeglasses.
It is a mystery.
And then it hit me.
Like a pair of eyeglasses.
Yeah.
You did?
You
Yeah.
good?
I'm good.
That good?
You surviving?
Yep.
Straight thriving?
Eating
Good.
bagels?
No, it's too late for bagel.
Well, then you're not thriving. Crinkling,
Shit.
crinkling aluminum foil into the mic.
Fucking what?
You know, like the homies do.
The squad goals.
Squad goals.
At some point, I want to make one of those like little aluminum foil balls that you people fucking smooth over a million times till it's like perfect.
Key.
But anyway, Samson's just sort of taking in the words and that's sort of doesn't really say anything. I don't really think he needs to. Until till the hug just dissipates naturally.
3 hours later. Forever hug.
Well, I suppose since we got through everything else, at least everything I can think of for now, I suppose while we are at the bearing of terrible, awful news, I suppose I should tell you what fate befell our dear boy Spurs. And she'll just take her hat off and cross it across her chest.
What?
Oh, Samson. It's the most horrible, awful thing that you could possibly imagine.
Ligma.
I did my best, but
The moon hit him?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Aw, that's supposed to be Amore!
It is.
Anyway.
Amore is the most awful, terrible thing that can happen.
Damn, well, I
Anyway.
guess now they gotta break up.
Yes, indeed. Fate does do find its way. And the most cruel of fates have befallen our dear Spurs.
You don't mean...
Oh, yes, I do. I'll take you to
got
come see
married.
him, and you can see their awful fate for yourself. And that's where we'll end the session for tonight.
What does Spuzz look like? Does he have any pictures in that room?
I can't reveal yet.
We literally went through
session.
the entire room.
Yeah.
Next session!
Anything that wasn't in a locked box, Nim and Yella know.
And some of which Nim still got into.
Yella was still like, oh yeah, no, I'm not a part of this. I'm just here while Nim's doing it, while also actively helping.
Well, goodbye, everybody.
No, answer the question.
I'll answer after I stop the recording.